Hi, everyone. I am so excited to be here with you today because this topic is fresh. It's in my mind right now. I just recorded content on this for my program, so I'm super excited to come in here and talk about this topic because nobody talks about this. Nobody is talking about client experience, client deliverability, client satisfaction. And I really believe that is so important for us to not just focus on attracting clients and getting more people through the door, but it's so important that we focus on client retention. This is like internal marketing for your company. So I really want to talk about this because all marketers out there are teaching you how to get new clients, how to make more sales, how to do that. And that's completely my jam. Like that's what I help my clients with. But one of the parts that I don't often talk about is how I've been able to create a business that's really sustainable because I'm able to retain my clients for 2 years now. So most of my clients re-sign with me for an extra 6 months. Yesterday, in fact, 2 of my clients re-upped with me, and that means that we'll be working together for 18 months and counting. And one of my clients is now going to 7 figures, so we're working on getting him to 7 figures. Some of my clients are going to multiple 6 figures. We're working on that. And so I really feel qualified to talk about this because I have a really high percentage of clients that want to continue working with me. But it's not something that that we're taught as entrepreneurs. We're not taught how to retain clients. We're just like, the coaching industry is like how to get more, new clients. And there's so much gold for many reasons in continuing in treating your clients right, because that's going to help you build your reputation as a coach who delivers epic results. Trust me, the coaching industry is actually very small. Everybody knows each other. So if you don't deliver an epic experience, people are going to talk about it. But if you do deliver an epic experience, your clients are going to be doing the marketing for you. Your clients are going to refer you to more people. And more than anything, you're going to build a deeper level of intimacy with human beings that are wanting to go to their next level, and you've built that connection with them so you can continue supporting them for a longer period of time. So I'm super excited to talk about this because there's so much more than just client attraction. And in my mastermind, the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, this is actually one of the pieces of this is the last module of the program. And I just recorded all of the videos. And so this is on my heart, and especially because yesterday 2 clients signed up with me, they paid in full. And then I got a new brand new one-on-one client who also paid in full. And it made me think like, how is this easy for me? And there are different elements that I want to share with you. So let me make sure that I bring all of your questions here. If you have any questions on this topic, let me know. Hi, Liz. How are you? Hi, Sherry. How are you? Hi, Annette. How are you, ladies? So I'm super excited to dive into this. If you have any questions about this, let me know. So the first thing that I want to say is that I asked a couple of my clients today as I was recording this module for the program, why did you sign up with me like twice or 3 times? Like what spoke to you about me? Like what do I do during our coaching relationship that inspired you to sign up with me? So I'm actually giving you this from like personal experience of like the internal things that I've done. And one of the really beautiful reflections that one of my clients gave me that I want to pass on to you because you guys can implement this in your business is how to address the 5 love languages with all of your clients. And this is something that I like to do because I want to love on my clients. Like I want to support them to a really deep level. I don't just, once I get their payment, I'm not just going to be like, great. All right, see you in our first session. Bye, laters. And then never talk to them in between sessions. Like this is a pattern that I see a lot of coaches fall into, which is I'm going to take a payment. And then if the client doesn't show up, well, too bad for them. I'm not going to be a stand for them. Or, it's their responsibility to want to get coached. And the truth is that you want to set up systems and processes in your business or habits in your business in order to make people feel like you actually give a damn, that you actually care more about them than just their payment. This is so important, you guys, because a lot of people are not doing this, and you can make such a big difference in your business by doing simple things that are going to make people really love you. Hi, Jay. Hi, Mason. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Rob. Good to see you guys. So one of the things that she shared with me is about the love languages. She's like, unless, I don't know if you have noticed or not, but you touch on all of the love languages. So I don't know if you guys know what the love languages are, but essentially it's a book that talks about how in relationships, in intimate relationships, we receive and we give love. And you can apply that same concept to any kind of relationship that you have with your parents, with your friends, including your client relationships. And so what the love languages are, there are 5. And there's words of affirmation, which is the first love language, which is when you give people love through words. And then that's how maybe you receive love also. There's acts of service, which is when people do nice things for you that are like outside of what you ask them to do. Like when your partner takes out the garbage and you didn't ask him to do that. And it's like, oh, you went above and beyond. That's extra nice, right? So and maybe that's how you receive love, or maybe that's how you give love. There's also gifts, which is essentially when you buy things for people. A lot of people love receiving love through gifts. There's also physical touch, which is essentially when you touch people, when you feel intimacy with people and touch them. And then, which I'm going to tell you how to do it in a client context. You don't want to be touching up your clients though. And then there's also quality time, which is when you give your undivided attention to your partner. And you can do the same in your client relationships. So let me know, actually, I would love to know, what is your love language? I'm super curious if you guys already know the love languages, if the book and you've taken the quiz. I'm curious, what is your love language? Drop it in the comments, because I'm super curious to hear what all of your, or now that I shared with the love, all the 5 love languages, tell me which one resonates with you. How do you receive love? How do you give love? Which one is a way that you feel like you want to feel the most love, like you receive love the most? So for me, it's words of affirmation and acts of service. I love when people like give me compliments, when my partner gives me compliments, and I love it when my partner also does extra things for me, like does things that are outside of the scope of work. Obviously there's no work in a relationship, but you know what I mean, when he does things that I didn't expect. So you can translate that same concept to your business. And this is such a powerful way to see your business, because imagine all the ways that you can give clients love, that you can go above and beyond what's in the scope of work. So for example, words of affirmation, when I coach my clients, I am a firm coach, right? Like I coach them on their breakthroughs or when they're in a breakdown, for example. But I always affirm my clients in our coaching relationship, and I make sure that they feel like they've got this. You want to instill confidence in your clients. You want to make them feel like you've got their back, like you're there for them. And that's how I love receiving compliments. Like when my coach sends me a message and it's like, I mean, my coaches don't actually do this, but this is something that I do because that's the coach that I wish I had, like that I want to have. And that's who I am for them. So I just basically became the coach that I wish I had, you know? So words of affirmation, I love receiving them. So that's what I give my clients. I give them compliments. I make sure that, you know, if I'm thinking about them, I just send them random message and I just acknowledge them for the work that they're doing, remind them that they've got this. And it's just small things that can keep clients feeling like, oh my God, she really cares about me. She thinks about me, right? Alyssa, same. Oh, I love that so much. Yeah, words of affirmation and acts of service is my favorite. So think about ways that you can go the extra mile in terms of affirming clients and making them feel like you're thinking about them, you've got their back. I do that in so many different ways. To me, it's a natural habit because that is who I am and that's how I do it. That's just how I operate. With my friends, I do that. I like randomly send them like love notes and I'm like, you don't have to reply to this, but I just want you to know that like, I love you for this and this and this reason. I say that to my boyfriend all of the time. And so you want to just intuitively feel like what feels good for you to add to your client relationship. Okay, next, acts of service. I'm probably not going to go through all of them because we'll be here forever, but I want to tell you like the top 3. So acts of service. I love going the extra mile for my clients, even if there's something that's not in the contract, of course, within a reasonable scope of work. But if I feel inspired and if I feel led to offer something extra that is not specifically in the contract, I will do it. If I feel called to do that, I will offer it. Or maybe you feel like, sometimes in my client calls that we're like in the middle of something and he's right on the 60-minute mark. And I feel okay with going for an extra 5 minutes. I'm not going to close a call and be like, sorry, you pay for 60 minutes. Bye. Like, I'm not going to do that if I feel like if I feel like it needs a little bit more time just to wrap it up. Like, I'm not stingy like that, Of course, I don't make that a habit, because then otherwise people are going to think, oh, I can just always go over time. And that's not the habit that I want to create. But I am open just to being generous and coming from a place of service and coming from a place of abundance, and not feeling like, oh, you're not paying me for these 10 minutes, so I'm not gonna give you the extra 10 minutes. Like, that just doesn't feel aligned with me. Like, I always wanna give whatever's in the highest and greater good for my client. And those are just small things that my clients said that they really appreciate about me, that for me, it's become a normal thing. But I think it's important because a lot of us don't do it. Now, it's important to say that you don't want to come from a people-pleasing place. You don't want to be pleasing people and being like, oh no, I better stay with this client for another 30 minutes. Otherwise, they're not going to like me. Like, you don't want to come from that energy of people-pleasing. You don't want to come from the energy of scarcity, or like, I'm not good enough if I don't stay with this client until they have their breakthrough. Like, you don't want to be coming from that energy, but you want to check where you're coming from. Are you coming from a place of inspiration, of like abundance, or are you coming from a place of like, if I don't do this, they're not going to like me? You have to check your energy, right? Because that's when you're going to end up exhausted, and you're going to end up resenting your client if you consistently don't respect your own boundaries. Because if you don't respect your own boundaries, people are not going to respect your own boundaries. So it's really important that you check where you come from, but like, decide that you want to go above and beyond for your client, right? Like, do things that maybe are out of the scope of work if it feels good. Maybe what is the best act of service that you can do for a client is set a boundary where you're not going to reply over the weekend, because they normally send you messages over the weekend. You don't work on the weekends, but you reply once, and now they're doing it all the time. Well, maybe the best act of service that you can do is say, let's establish the boundary and say, I'm not going to do that. And by the way, I just wanted to like remind you that this is the time when I'm going to reply, right? But it's important that you intuitively feel what the client needs, because all clients are different. And when you stop treating clients like they're just like another number, when you actually treat them like human beings, when you don't just put them through a program and just be like, well, you bought the program, so you go through it and buy, when you actually take the time to maybe like send them a message, even if they're in a group program, and maybe if you feel called to say, hey, curious, like, how's everything going? Like, are you feeling good, whatever you want to say. Like, I do that with my mastermind clients, even though it's a group program and I don't give any one-on-one support in the mastermind. Sometimes when I feel intuitively guided to send them a message, I do, but I don't come from a place of scarcity, right? Hi, Sean. Thank you. Cool. And then the last one that I wanted to share with you is gifts, because I can tell you all about the other ones. If you join the mastermind, I can tell you so much more about client retention, but I just thought that this was a fun introduction. So the last love language that I noticed that I address with my clients is gifts. And the way that you can do that is, like, I send my clients a surprise gift in the mail when they sign up with me. And you can do that in many different ways. You don't have to have like an actual like expensive gift, but you can do it like you can record a meditation. You can do something small that's free that you can send to all your clients so that they feel surprised. I think like making people feel like they're surprised, like surprises are fun, right? So I send them something in the mail that, doesn't cost a lot. Like I send them a best self journal, and or sometimes I send them like a box with like candles and a hand cream, whatever I feel like fits most for the client. That my clients love it, and it just sets the tone for their relationship, and it makes them feel really, really, really special. So as I said, you can do this in a very simple way. Like you can create like an extra maybe journaling prompt, PDF, whatever you want, like something extra that they may value at the beginning of your coaching relationship, so that they feel like you actually really care. Hi, Chris. Okay, let's see what you're saying. Had to reestablish a client boundaries last week. Yeah, so this is also an important topic, because I don't want you to hear this from like oh, I gotta people please my clients so that they stay happy. This is definitely not the energy that you want to come from, right? You want to be really clear. And this is what I teach my clients inside the mastermind, how to set the boundaries, how to set the tone, how to set the expectations for your client to win, to get epic results, and for them to be clear in your boundaries. But what I notice with my clients, and all of them, some of them are at 6 figures, some of them are multiple 6 figures, and some of them in the mastermind, they're below 6 figures. What I see the pattern is because we're not taught this as entrepreneurs. Like, we never taught, like, how do you retain clients? Here's how you handle client relationship. Here's how you coach people through a difficult conversation. Here's how you deal with a difficult client, which is what I teach inside my program, because nobody teaches this stuff. It's just like, here's how to get clients, and then you figure out the rest. Like, no, you need to know how to retain clients. But anyway, I digress. So one of the things that I notice with my clients is that they don't set boundaries. They don't set clear boundaries. They just assume people will know their boundaries. And then the reality is that if you're not clear in your boundaries, people are going to cross them. If you let clients show up late to the calls and if you're not clear in the beginning of your contract that if they miss a call or if they show up 10 minutes late to a call, the call is gonna be forfeit and that they're gonna lose it, then they're gonna cross that boundary. So I love this so much because it just brings back our personal responsibility to notice it's not the client, it's how I showed up as a coach or as a business owner. Like, if your clients are stepping over your boundaries, it's because you probably didn't set a very clear boundary. I don't have clients step over boundaries. I've never really had I've had one time in 2015 when I was doing launches and I did not set any boundaries, and that taught me my biggest life lesson, which is always set boundaries. Like, I was replying to messages at like midnight. It was horrible. And I learned my lesson, and ever since then, I'm just not available for clients who want to overstep my boundaries. But when I said I'm not available for it, is because I'm very clear in the beginning. Hey, here's how you win with me. Here's how you win in this experience. Not with me, but here's how you win in this experience. Here's how to get the most of it. Like, I share with my clients, is your responsibility to show up for the coaching. I show up fully for you, but if you don't take the action, I cannot take the action for you. I know that if you implement what I teach you, you're going to get results, but it's ultimately up to you to get the results because you're the one who has to take the action. So I set the stage. I let them know. And this is so essential because not everybody has the same work ethic or the same boundaries, and it's your job as a coach to make sure that you set those boundaries so that it's very clear and easy to understand. Cool. Awesome. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. There is so much more that I can teach about client retention. I mean, there's like how to collect testimonials and how to do it in a way that's a win-win for your client, how to re-sign clients, how to have that conversation, how to increase your rates and still have clients sign up with you. These are all things that I talk about in the mastermind. So I wanted to open the invitation for you. If you're watching this and this resonated with you, you want to know more, book a call with me because I would love to share more about the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, which is my group program where I teach you how to attract clients by being the most authentic version of you and how to enroll them in your high ticket program. So I help you elevate the quality of clients that you're attracting. I help you clarify your message, and I give you my sales process so that you know that you can enroll. Like, all of my clients end up getting 80 to 90% closing rate in their sales calls. So it's such an amazing program, and so I'm so proud of it, especially because I touch on client retention, which nobody out there is teaching you. Like, this is stuff that we learn, like I've learned through 6 years of trial and error, being in difficult situations. And I'm proud to say that, like, I haven't had clients ask me for a refund ever. And I think it's because I'm able to communicate really well with people. And I've learned a lot about like nonviolent communication and empathy and so much inner work that I'm able to bring. But I notice that a lot of people are not taught that. And I talk a lot about this with my one-on-one clients. And I know that this is important for all of you who maybe are not ready for one-on-one, but want the group support. So I'm going to teach you so much about how to deliver an epic experience and how to allow your clients to do the marketing for you by giving them an epic experience working with you. So if you have any questions about the program, I'm going to put the link in the comments. Let me just put the link here where you can book a call with me. I have so many sales calls this week. So I don't know when I'll be able to talk to you, but here's what I want to tell you, that right now, if you sign up before the end of the year, you get $1,000 off. We start the mastermind in February next year, in the first week of February. But if you decide that you want to sign up this year, like right now, you get $1,000 off the price, and then you also get some one-on-one calls with me so that I can help you like start getting results right now, and you don't have to wait until next year to get results. So let me give you that link right here, calendly.com/Juliana Garcia MMM. You can go and click on that link below. You can book a call with me. If you can find a time, because I'm going to be in San Diego next week, just send me a message and I'll be able to maybe open a couple more spaces for more sales calls. But I would love to talk to you about this, because there's truly no other program out there who is teaching you that is teaching you this stuff. And it's so important, because this is what builds your reputation as a coach. It's what makes you a good coach to work with. And this is what's going to get people to want to work with you over and over and over again. So I love you all so much, and it was so nice to see you here. And go ahead and book a call with me if you are curious about the mastermind. Mwah! Have an amazing rest of your day.